down solo.
Yeah,
so,
man.
How have you been?
Yeah, well, I wasn't expecting you today, so nice, good to see you. I've been alright, yeah. Been training hard for these last probably 8 weeks. Yeah, feeling good. Obviously, it's a weird time, so just doing what I can at the minute, and yeah.
With kind of, I was chatting with Adam, I think about March or April time. We were just kind of saying about it's boxing at the moment, or any sports is weird times. Then we did that Zoom interview.
Yeah.
So things have obviously massively improved since we've done that. How's the feeling in the gym at the moment? Like, is everything kind of normal now?
Well, there's fighters from all different levels in this gym. I mean, you've got your Queensbury boxers, your small hall professionals, and then you've got your top level fighters like your Josh Kelly, your Mick Conlon, Harlem Eubanks, Shannon Cornet. So you've got a big mix here. So you kind of get a buzz off of the top level fighters because they've all boxed now, except for Josh, who I believe is boxing soon. But they've all had fights, televised fights, and training alongside them, you kind of gets you ready as well, mentally. But yeah, I'd say because there's a lot more time in lockdown, I'm getting a lot more time to train. Training probably more than before because there's not as much. There aren't as many stresses that are coming from outside. But no, I mean, you can't deny it. There's no buzz like when you have a fight, and I haven't got a fight, so it isn't exactly the same.
But obviously, we just Luther fought about a month ago.
Luther, yeah, sorry, I forgot about Luther.
Obviously, you were training like kind of with him. Obviously, you weren't fighting, but did that kind of like give you a bit more encouragement? Like one of your teammates is fighting, and there's a bit of a buzz around the gym kind of thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was sort of Luther Clay. Luther was supposed to fight on Josh Kelly's undercard in the O2. That would have been sold out.
March, wasn't it?
That was March. Yeah, I think that was 2 weeks before we got put into lockdown. I mean, that's a sold out O2 arena you would have boxed in front of. So seeing training alongside Luther, knowing that I'm at a similar level to him, it was very inspiring. And obviously we got put into lockdown, and he came back and had a separate training camp. He was training just like an animal for that second training camp. He had laser focus, and it was good to see. Just that mentality for someone approaching their biggest fight. He fell short. Chris Congo's really good. Yeah,
it's not,
it's
not like nothing to say. Be disappointed about. You lost the fight.
Yeah, he didn't do himself any harm. He boxed really well.
In fact, you see on social media, stock went up. And he'll be back, kind of thing. Yeah. I think that this is the problem with boxing and MMA. MMA is like you lose, and there's no problem.
I mean, look at Donald Cerrone, man. He's lost like 5 fights. He's lost, ain't he lost them all? Or drawn like one?
Don Cerrone. No, I think he's had like 40 fights. He's probably lost about 10. 15.
Yeah. No, but I mean, his recent form.
Oh yeah, recent form. Yeah, 3 or 4. Yeah, because he drew the last one, and I suppose you could argue he lost.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. I mean, he's getting big fights, and he's not determined by his losses. So yeah, you're right.
I think boxing kind of needs to kind of get that mentality where if you lose, so what?
Yeah.
Come back and bounce back. Look at all the greats. You know what I mean? So.
Oh yeah. I mean, maybe lockdown and extended lockdown, or whatever's going to happen. With the journeyman being out of action, it's gonna make these 50-50 fights more frequent, because even seeing the small hall shows that I've been boxing at, lots of people will pick and choose their fights and avoid a challenge. So
I suppose going on from that, obviously you were supposed to fight Aaron Collins, and that show got cancelled and stuff. How's it your mentality to stay focused on knowing that at some point someone could put on that fight at any given time?
Yeah, well, what now? You mean?
Yeah, I mean, like if Eddie or Frank or McKenzie or someone was like, look, we've got a slot for that fight, 3 or 4 weeks.
Well, initially, I'll be, after lockdown, that was, unprecedented. So it was hard to adjust getting back to the gym after having sort of 12, 16 weeks out. But now, I mean, as people, you have to adapt. Like in boxing, you have to adapt. So I've adapted to it, and I'm training literally as hard as I've ever trained. So if that fight was to be called, my weight is practically on point. My sparring, we just take it up a notch. and I feel I'd be ready. You have to be ready. You know, there's only so much you can get ready without having the buzz there. But as long as you're training and getting good sparring in, you know, I'll be fine. And it's what I want as well. I want a good opportunity like that. So, yeah, we're back.
Yes, we're back. You look like a fighter that night, too.
Yeah.
Right, what did we say?
Talk about Aaron Collins getting yourself up for it.
Yeah, okay, so just pulling it back up. So, see, one of your teammates, Jermaine's fighting in Belarus on the Siesta card.
Yeah, it's a big fight as well.
Yeah, really big fight. Children off, no messing about.
Yeah.
I suppose that came about because he hasn't fought since like for a year. Like
who, Jermaine?
Yeah. You know, could you be in a similar position where you know you could fight out on say Belarus card? Is that something that you would potentially do?
The thing is, right, you get into a boxing ring and you fight. It doesn't matter if it's in York Hall, Belarus. It doesn't matter. Obviously, you know there are other factors in the world at the moment, but I would take any fight anywhere, really. You know, Adam Martin, my manager, my coach, he looks after me. He will take a fight for me if he thinks it's the right one, and if not, he will just say that there's no rush. I'm 23 years old, so if an opportunity comes and it's you know like a short notice risk, there's no rush because you know, eventually those things will happen. I'm just I put my faith in Adam to taking the right decision and looking after my career. So, but yeah, that's a big fight for Jermaine. And when they said he's fighting Chudinov, I thought they were fighting like it was Feed or Chudinov.
Yeah,
I was like, whoa, that's a big step.
Like, yeah, that's massive. Because I know Dimitri's like he's had a few losses and stuff.
Yeah, but that's still a solid name.
But that's a solid name. I mean, you know, like Jermaine's level, he's like 7-over champion. You know, Chudinov's like mixed it with some of the best.
Well, what a test! And Jermaine looks good as well, and he's risen to every challenge. And
I think he's got him at the right time.
Like,
you know, Chudinov's about 35 now, kind of thing. So
yeah.
It's the right time. He's maybe not quite as good as he was a few years ago. However, it's a big fight.
Oh yeah. I mean, if he goes out there and bashes up Chudinov, what way to put yourself on? You know, your name out there. So yeah, he's got a big fight coming up. Obviously, Luther had his fight. Just trying to think of anyone else who's got fights coming up. Can't think off the top of my head.
Yeah. Well, it was just going back to talking about. Obviously, we were talking with Adam off camera about there's no point like in rushing you, and to reiterate what you said, if you don't fight again this year, it's not the end of the world because you're young.
Yeah.
But where do you know? Does it worry you the small ball scene that potentially could not happen for maybe until middle of next year? I mean, the way things are kind of going.
Kind of veering off. I'm not in a rush because I'm young, but I'm also getting top level sparring, so I'm coming on and staying sharp because in order to spar, you know, like these people here, you know, Josh Kelly, Harlem Eubank, Jermaine Brown, you have to be sharp. So that's another reason I'm not in a major rush. But yeah, it does worry me. I do want to fight. There's no experience like the fight experience. Do you know what I mean? But it could be a blessing in disguise. I could get a big opportunity that I've been waiting sort of 2.5 years for, and it's the right one. I feel good. You just never know. I do feel for the journeymen that rely on the small hall shows because that's it's a form of their income gone. And you know, if I am out for 1.5 years, it's not the end of the world, but by no means it's not great for my career. You know, you want to be active as a boxer. But yeah, we'll just have to see what happens. The thing is with those small hall shows, they are solely funded on ticket sales, and if you can't get crowds together, they're not going to thrive, and you know they're not even going to survive. So
no, exactly. To go back to what you said about sparring, did you obviously you fought several kind of like journeyman kind of opposition, but what's the differences you find from like sparring, say Josh or Harlem, and to fighting a journeyman? Because I know it's not a real fight, but like they're at that Josh like elite kind of level, isn't it?
Yeah, it was sparring a Bass Barrel as well. It was fighting for a world title eliminator. So yeah.
Salon fight, wasn't it?
Salon fight, and I mean, you get nervous. Do you know what I mean? It's I don't think it's nerves about getting hurt. It's nerves about getting shown up just because it's new. it's that fear of the unknown.
Pride, maybe as
Yeah,
well.
a bit of pride, yeah. I mean, you know, here as well. I mean, and not lately because of COVID restrictions. But before, you'd have a good 30, 40 people in the gym standing around watching. And if you're sparring a top person, you know you can get shown up if you're not sharp. So, you know, it's nerve wracking. But I've always sparred really well. I've never been, you know, I've always held my own. You know, push people back, and the experience is brilliant, and it's a lot more intense than fighting a journeyman because they are sharp. They're prepping for big fights. They're in the mentality where, you know, it's you know, they're gonna do what they got to do. So yeah, it's great. It's great experience. It's kind of like a sink or swim, and yeah, I love it. You know, before it's been like, oh, you know, it's a bit overwhelming when you first get here and you jump in with these names, but I think it's what I've lacked that previously, that top level sparring. So yeah, I'm hoping it's the final piece of the puzzle for my training.
But that was it. When you let's say you sparring Josh or Harlem, do they it sounds really
Yeah, go on.
bad, but do they take it easy a little bit, or do they?
No. Sparring, it's open sparring. I mean, when I was sparring Josh, he was prepping for David Avanesian, who's a dangerous fight. So you can't afford to take your foot off.
David, I went to Barcelona and saw him. He's
Yeah,
a good fighter.
He's a strong fighter. Do you know what I mean? And if you switch off against him, he's going to catch you. So, you know, you kind of you form habits, and if you fall into the habit of switching off against, you know, people that you're sparring, you're going to get clocked. You know, I'm not big-headed, but if you switch off against me, I'm going to clock you as well. You know, they stay switched on. They give me respect, and you know, ultimately I have to give them respect because they're very good. But like I say, I've always held my own in there, and I've always done pretty well. So.
Who's the biggest puncher in the gym?
Don't know. I'd say Harlem's got that explosive snap, that psh. Josh is very quick and he sets his shots up well. So that's different kinds of power. That's power that catches you off guard. Probably actual punching power. When Jermaine cracks you with a right hand, you feel that. He's done it. He's banged a few people out of recent fights. Probably like for just sheer like FUD in a shot. Probably Ben Davis. He's a Queensbury boxer, and he's like a little raging bull. He comes out and he shouts at you, but he really cracks. I've seen him drop some good names in gym. So probably Ben Davis, just for sheer power, because he's one of them ones. He'll catch you on the jaw, and you'll feel the ache in your jaw instantly. It's kind of like getting clubbed with a hammer. Yeah.
Alright, but just we're talking again off camera about some of the stuff that you've kind of done like outside of the gym. I mean, can you tell us about like the PT side, because I think that's really nice what you do. That you get yourself busy over, you know, over lockdown and stuff, and obviously it supplements your income. And I think that's really positive.
Well, you know, like you say about not boxing, there's a side of it that's something where, you know, I won't be getting experience, I won't be further in my career. But there's also the financial side where I'm not going to be getting paid, and this is my job. So I need a job elsewhere anyway, because I don't earn enough money from boxing just yet. But with the income completely, you know, freezing temporarily, I've had to push my personal training a little bit more. So yeah, it's been really good. I've been training a lot of new people over lockdown because obviously, you know, people are interested, but the big thing is time, and time is what people have plenty of in lockdown. So I was doing some groups, training lots of kids. And yeah, I mean, I love it. If I can teach people what, you know, the lessons that I've been taught that have kind of shaped me to where I am now, it's great. And to make a little bit of money off the side of it is nice. It keeps me going, it pays my bills, and it kind of ties me over until I got my next fight. And yeah, I mean, I've had some, we spoke about before, I've had some amazing opportunities that have come from it to travel abroad and train, you know, really sort of influential, cool people. So yeah, it's just one of them. Just see where it goes with it, and just keep going. Keep going at it.
Shout out to John Garfield and Alan.
Yeah, John Garfield and Alan. John Garfield's a beast, man. He's smashing it.
He thinks he can have
and Alan as well.
John's up for a spar. What's the other thing I was going to say? Yeah, you also did some the charity thing.
Yeah.
Just give us a little kind of review of that.
So yeah, I mean, obviously when we went into lockdown, we had nothing to do really. So staying fit and keeping moving was a big part of it. And I remember seeing Sir Thomas More, the soldier. And was it Tom Moore, wasn't it?
Tom Moore,
yeah. Sir Tom Moore, doing his 100 laps of his house, and like like the kind of the buzz and the money he raised millions of charity. And I just thought, whilst I'm, because I can't sit still, and I'm just, whilst I'm, got nothing to do, if I can do a challenge, and I've always kind of wanted to do like a marathon, and I was like, just see how quick I can do 100k.
Yeah.
So I set myself a challenge and set up a
GoFundMe.
Yeah, GoFundMe, just giving, and done 100k running in 6 days, and I think I can't remember. I think I raised about 1,700 quid in 6 days. Yeah, brilliant, man. People were so generous, especially because people weren't earning. Their future income was in doubt. Loads of people were really generous, and yeah, man, I battered my knees, but it was good. It's nice to be able to push yourself in that way, and yeah, it was something I kind of in a weird way always kind of wanted to do, and I'm glad I did it. So yeah.
Yeah, it's good, and obviously like you said, you go to PT and stuff, which is really good, and really, hopefully that kind of continue. And
yeah.
Do you want to shout out your like all your details so people, if they're interested in PT or? Yeah.
Well, firstly I'll shout Adam being a crank. I'll shout out the gym, obviously, the Boxing Booth gym. Can you see it? I shout out the Boxing Booth gym in Merstham. Come down, it's a really good gym, it's still open. New Era Metals, who obviously have funded so many boxers here. What they've done just buying tickets for us is really good. Obviously my sponsors as well, Pilgrim Brewery and Reigate, they've done really well throughout lockdown, which I'm really glad, because they've got a good a loyal sort of client base and customers. Dylan House Foundation, which helped me out and help out other young aspiring athletes in Surrey. And yeah, obviously my details, I only really use Instagram, to be honest, so that'd be...
Do you want to hold your t-shirt up with your details on?
That's all right, I'll just read it. Yeah, it's Daniel Morley 97, so my name 97 at the end of it. I think it's Dan Morley Pro Boxing. Yeah, I've probably got them wrong, but yeah.
I'll put them up on.
Yeah, tuck them on the thing. Yeah. And yeah, obviously thank you to yourself, Stu, Grassroots Boxing, and Colin as well. Don't know what his tag is now. He was CM Sport for a while.
CM_sport.
Yeah, CM_sport, and yeah.
Cool.
That's all.
You train now, so
yeah, man. I think I fuck shit up.